Yeah. Let me wipe the camera.
Hi,
How you doing? You look nice.
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Keeping busy, writing.
Well, hi. So let me start by saying nice to see you. I'm glad we're having this conversation right now. And I came up with the concept conversation with my cuties because you know how I am, always promoting togetherness, wanting to collaborate, also wanted to show concern, and support during this time of captivity. So I just wanted to catch up with, all my friends, all my colleagues, and just kind of have a little chat about how you're dealing with everything that's going on. But I want you to start with introducing yourself and telling the people how we met.
Are you recording this? Oh yeah.
I
Oh,
am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am recording this.
okay. I'll just say my day job for lack of better terms because it's not my.
Oh yes, yes, yes,
It's
absolutely.
it's not passion.
We don't want
So
to talk about your day job anyway. We want
right.
we want to talk about your real job. Hold on one second. Let me plug this in, and then you have my undivided attention. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, start by introducing yourself, Lens.
I am Lynn's Marcus, and I am a personal stylist, and I work in fashion. So my own fashion styling company, and
Mm-hmm.
we met was at my day job at my shop over on
Mm-hmm.
at the time at 42nd Street. So that was
Yeah.
4 years.
Yeah.
So
Right.
4 years
Part.
then, and
That's right.
I said it then. I'll say it again. You're like the life of the party. So that just always always conversing and connecting with people, which is great. So I appreciate that. And to this day, 4 years later, still appreciate your great energy and your sense of humor and everything else that you bring to the table. Your expertise, your entrepreneur spirit, mind, and yeah, that wonderful energy. The list goes on.
No,
I'm going.
I mean same here. You can't have that energy one-sided. And I appreciate good people. I appreciate, you know, it's really about building. It's really about staying connected and being beneficial, whether that's support, whether you are collaborating, just being there for somebody can make a big difference.
Absolutely.
And I'm glad it's not one-sided. We always talk and we always catch up. So walk me through what's been going on the past week and a half for you.
Oh yeah,
With you.
the past week and a half has been an adjustment, and
Hmm.
I'm sure when I say adjustment, for all of us,
Right.
for just being home. But personally, for me, I've been working on personal goals, just ultimate goals. So,
Okay.
everyone always think of the notion of how many ways I can create to make a living, for
Right.
such day. And personally, for myself, I was thinking about that, but I also just thought about different personal goals aside for an example, I want to buy a house, a house that I'm satisfied with, not just any house. And
Right.
what can I do to set up, or how can I create different ideas or different
Hmm.
streams to
Right.
support that living and not just work one job.
Right.
So I've been writing down my goals, and like I said, literally when you just called, have things write it down right here.
Well, tell
What?
me, tell me about some of your goals that you like to share. And I'm sure we always have like a lot of things to do personally that get pushed to the side, because of other
Right.
obligations. So tell me some of the goals that you've been writing down and that you have besides buying your dream home.
Yeah. So owning, I wrote down 20 different businesses, 10 different startups, own a
Right.
franchise. So a franchise meaning like a fast food franchise change.
Right.
Um, Not many, I can say many people of, that looks like us
Right.
that own a franchise, a McDonald's or like a White Castles or a Burger
Right.
King. So
Right. Right.
people don't speak about that. I caught wind of that about a good 4 or 5 years ago when an investor spoke to me and just actually broke the game down.
Okay.
So a couple of
Okay.
things on the list, just a couple of things. But
Okay. So are you currently working? What's going on with your day to day?
my day
Um,
to my day to day in terms of just in my personal life, I've work out at home, stretch. I've been taking long walks. I've also been jogging. You did say you see
okay.
me. You saw me one day, a
Yes.
couple
I'm
of
like,
weeks
wait.
ago. Yeah, you did see me one day a couple of weeks ago. But just keeping my mind active and
Right.
staying positive and just utilizing this time to jot down and research all my creations and just
Right.
read things online. So like tomorrow I'll forward you the link
Mm-hmm.
on this entrepreneur site. They
Right.
have a video conference call tomorrow, April 1st at noon,
Okay.
and just explaining like different entrepreneur ideas that I'm going to check out that I signed up for today. So
Okay,
keep
that sounds good.
myself busy, stay on a
Yeah.
strict routine, go to bed on time, so I'm not just waking up at any time.
Right,
So
right.
the
Trying to
hours.
stay renewed, during this time, because you could get lazy, be like, "Ah, I'm staying up all night and then sleeping
Yeah,
all day.
yeah. It's
Are
been
you
like
gonna
that for. I was gonna say it was like that, for the first couple of weeks, first couple of days of the first week,
days?
just being
Right.
thrown off the first schedule. But within a week, I'll just be working from home. To equipment from work is going to be sent over to me for me to work from home to
Okay.
take care of things on that aspect. But as far as that, just loving myself more and doing research and learning much more about myself. So
Yeah, that sounds good. I mean, everybody's taking this time to really self-reflect and
yeah.
purge. We are like-minded, so positivity and production is kind of like embedded. So,
Oh
do
yeah,
you
absolutely.
what's your views on what's going on with this corona? Do you have any views on, when it'll end? Has anybody been, you know, and you're like close to you attracted the virus at all? Like, give me your
So
thoughts on
cur- so currently, right now, yes, a family member was did test positive,
that. Okay.
and a friend of mine who's actually from where you grew up, she tested positive too as well. A good friend of mine I went
Okay.
to high school with, and she wasn't, both wasn't feeling too well. One started to feel much better. The other one is just taking it day by day. One is godbrother of mine. He was hospitalized. He was isolated, but he's been
Mhm.
sending out information saying he's been feeling much better, taking it day
Okay.
by. Personally,
Okay.
my overall look to answer your question
Right.
about it, I have mixed reviews about it, and I like to tell people I'm not a conspiracy theorist or anything like that, but things are just odd.
Wait a minute. I think no. So let me know what you think. Tell me. I mean, because you're a logical human being. Okay? You don't seem, either or. Most people is like it's the end of times. It's big. It's about the money. It's about this. It's about that. So I'm getting all types
Yeah, it's
of
definitely about money. There's always so I was just sharing with someone in a group chat. Everyone, most majority of the world
mhm,
follow the news. So what the news say, people will do. The
right.
news say jump high. I feel like 90% of the people will say how high.
Right.
So
Right.
we're jumping, right?
Mhm.
So the media is propaganda. Will control the mind or control the narrative
Right.
to have one feel a certain way or to be unguarded,
Right.
as I would
Right.
like to say. So honestly, in my personal opinion, it's flu season. It's the same thing, same symptoms, right?
Right.
So with
Right.
symptoms, same symptoms as
Mhm.
having the flu. So I asked someone,
Right.
I said, hey, how do I know if I have the flu or have what they say
Corona.
what's out? What's the
Right.
difference between the two? Same symptoms, and we are within flu season.
Right.
Is what, October to April,
Right.
right? So what I believe, my personal opinion, the death toll, I want to say I don't believe it as high as what they would say, because if one had a serious health issue
Mhm.
in terms of like breathing issues or heart issues,
Right.
and they get sick and they're deceased,
Right.
I feel like they're just filling out the death certificate and just putting
Right.
corona.
Right. Because this is what's going on. Yeah, I could agree with that.
Right. So with the media, again, it's propaganda. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like they're not as accurate as they say it is. You know,
Okay.
we all,
Yeah.
and also it's being health conscious too.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Right.
for a family member, I know one person, like I said, a good friend of mine, she was saying
Mm-hmm.
she had the health related issues
Right.
to what's going on. But, to a family member, the question is, what have you been eating? What have you been doing to take care of your immune system? Because that
Right.
has a lot to do with it too. So if you're not
Right.
sleeping, if you're not, taking the right vitamins, and
Right.
if you're eating right, then yeah,
Right.
you're probably sick. And
Right.
more people will deal with more severity in terms of flu-like symptoms when
Right.
you're really sick. Those things trigger it. So, but again,
Right.
I'm not a doctor, as they say.
Right. I'm just
Yo,
giving
hey, look,
my
yo,
opinion. Right.
as they say. So yeah, I think personally, I think it's a lot of foolishness, but
Right. Right. Do you, I mean, are you, when is your daytime gig opening back up? Is that an indefinite closure?
for now it's an indefinite closure until things until the city
Okay.
sends out a date for
Okay.
everything. But as far as, like I said, I am starting next week. I'm gonna be working from home.
Okay.
So as far as that, like I said, I just been doing personal work and business work and just reflecting,
Mm-hmm.
meditating,
Okay.
and things like that, just to keep
Yeah,
myself sane.
staying centered, staying centered. All right. Well,
Absolutely.
same here. I mean, shit, I've been busting out these conversations, learning, something new about the person I'm talking to every day. How is this going to change you in the long run? How is this going to make you better?
That's a great $1 million question.
Like, I don't know. How
Well,
is this going to change you? Okay.
many things. Time management, more time, better time management
Right.
family,
Okay.
myself,
Right.
and to continue to appreciate life.
Right.
I life is not guaranteed. Life is not promised. So for someone who you love, or people who love you, just make sure it's genuine. Make sure you
Mhm.
extend that.
Right.
I'm very big on that. I'm very big on just living and enjoying. Also there's
Hmm.
responsibilities that come with that too as well.
Right. Right.
But as far as
Definitely.
that, the goal is for me to continue to be a better person.
Right.
Discover a new me, as we say.
Yeah,
Within these
definitely.
times. So, but other than
Yeah, I
that,
love that.
if you ask me how I'm doing, I'll tell you I'm alive and I'm blessed and I'm happy.
That's so good.
That's
That
what I
that
am.
is perfect.
It's not easy, but that's what I am naturally. It all comes down to that at the end of the day.
Exactly. Yeah. It all comes down to your mind and your heart. Oh
Yes, sir.
gosh. Okay. All
Thank
right.
you.
I
And
yes. I know. I'm just like we're just not really gonna go inside in the summertime. Like we literally are gonna stay outside and be outside and connected, with what we love a lot this year. Um, and sometimes we just look over that type of beauty. So I could definitely appreciate that. And shit, we're definitely gonna have a party when this is all over because
yeah,
it's gonna be a celebration. For me, it's crazy. I have been getting a lot of phone calls over this last couple of weeks about representation. And I'm like, is this a sign? I was just thinking today, I'm like, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? You know what I'm saying? Is this my calling? Just being the voice and the advocate of others, and then where does that leave me? So it's always questions of grandeur and actions. So this outlet is also helping me talk through things, work through things, and things like that for myself. So I appreciate the time. Um,
right.
And
Absolutely.
definitely when this is all over, we doing something dope together.
Yeah, always, always, always. I appreciate you coming up with the idea of, connecting, and then like you said, having topics to discuss about, because it keeps us human, right?
Right.
And transparent, and for us to understand that there is a way around everything. There's not an indirect way.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Mm-hmm.
always a way. As long as what we have, we can always find multiple
Right.
ways to connect and still, be there for one another.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a long-standing thing in our culture to be resourceful and to be resilient and um to create, something out of nothing. So it's more powerful when you think about it, just to not be so selfish. Where otherwise we probably wouldn't be connecting or talking
Right,
about a major issue. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So
How are you holding up?
um no, I feel today was a today is a little for me. I feel emotional today for some reason. I don't know. I overall, I'm in a new place, new clients, new everything, and it feels good. I'm just trying to figure out like my next huge step. Like making little baby steps is fine, but what's my big thing? What's my next big thing? So that's been on my mind a lot. And yeah, I
And
feel good, I feel happy. I feel like I need $1 million, but other than that, I'm just working it. I'm taking deep, baby, and that's literally, okay, not figuratively.
so awesome. I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
You got to ask. You say you need $1 million, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure you asked yourself this question: how can you make $1 million? It's the question I asked myself yesterday, and then I researched it, right? And with that question, I found a good link that was explaining ways to become a millionaire
Mm-hmm.
online. And then I started to write down millionaire ideas, which
Right.
I book. And then the same, many people say, the first million is the hardest, because after you get that, then everything else,
Right.
what you did to get that first million, everything else would definitely come to mind and, fall in your lap after
Right.
you master after you master that. So then the question I asked myself, within time, that first million, how would I get to the 10 million now or more?
Mm. Mm.
Right. So that's a
Mm-hmm.
question. That's a question you should write down, and if you haven't done it already, and
Right.
then ask yourself, what would you do to sustain to get that? So that's where the idea of writing down the things that I would like to obtain over
Right.
the course of time, within, let's just say, months or
Right.
within the next year, to put me in the right position
Right.
to say, hey, I can reach that.
Right. Right. Um, you know, Sitting still allows you the time to plan. I'm not disconnected in the ideas. I want to carry it out in a way that's perfect to me, which I'm trying to let go of. Also, as an entrepreneur that pours her like everything back into the business, it's the capital. And finding ways. I know I spoke to Ash Cash one day, and he says, "Well, you are the $1 million, you know, like you need to create something that you can do for others where you're generating this income, and it's not a product or service."
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, putting connecting all of the hundreds and millions of dots that you have in your head, the pieces, the projects, and all of these things, I think, you know, I'm thankful enough to be able to sit and be allowed the time to figure it out. And I'm definitely going to do that. So, I have to
Absolutely.
be more, I have to be more, I have to literally finish everything I start right away. That's how I kind of stay like proactive and not falling behind. Like like as an entrepreneur and as a business manager, I like to get things done quickly and efficiently, and I need to practice that more for myself. And I think when I master that, what I do for others, for myself, it'll bring me the enlightenment and and
Mm,
capital that I need.
mm,
Yeah.
mm, mm. I
Yeah.
like how
So
you
we
I
shall
like how you
we
put that
shall
together.
see.
Nah, I like how you put that. I like how you put that together.
Yeah,
Um,
because it bring me your because you in college I always thought I had this particular path. We always think we're gonna get this path, go up this path and be where we want to be. But with you making that point, it's so many paths. It's so many paths. It's like a maze, but like I noticed that you always end up where you're supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a process. It's definitely a process of growing wiser. And shit, I guess the movie will be over before we finish if we knew everything we needed to know, right?
that's true.
So I appreciate you, Lens. I
Likewise,
appreciate that. Yes.
likewise. Always, you say it to me. Anything I know, I'll definitely share with you. Anything that really strikes, my
Right.
creative thinking.
Right.
I like to share with other fellow, entrepreneurs, and that's what's great about that because you and I, when we speak, besides speaking, having fun and personal, when
Right.
we when we have a discussion about business like what we're doing right now, so many ideas just come to mind. And one thing I've learned from what I've read from recent books is you share with your fellow entrepreneurs. You share that with them, and they'll share great things with you, and
Right.
constantly be in communication with them, because
Definitely.
whatever one is doing great, it will definitely rub off on you. So I'm a firm
Yeah, I
believer.
mean, remember back in the day with the meeting of the minds concept. I mean, so I wasn't born back then, but I hear that Einstein and all of these great minds would go into a room and converse and problem solve, and it would be a subject per day or per week. Staying connected is a form of that. Just building a relationship, and it'll eventually give something magical. So that's what I aim to do daily. And shit, whether money is involved or not, it's like my honor to have people call on me, have people, look
Yeah,
for my guidance and run brands. So it's respect, and then there's money, and you can't even fucking buy. you can't
yeah,
buy
yeah. That's
you
true.
can't buy the amount of respect personally and professionally. I mean that we developed.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely. That's always been the key to the streets, as they say. Right, you have to
right,
earn respect. Money, power, respect. But you earn the respect is something that you earn.
right,
Your name for
right.
what you do, and consistency, and attaching your words to your name is what it
Yeah,
comes to. So I definitely agree with that.
right.
But in great news, and some other great news, the year is still
Hmm.
new. The year is
Right.
still new. We're
That's
going
right.
we're going into the second quarter, so things shall change. I read something that
Hmm.
recently online. Someone mentioned that they said, it's just we're only going into the second quarter.
That's
You
right.
know,
Yep. It's
so
only
even though we
April.
are right, so even though we are in the new decade, we are still going in the second quarter, and we can still make that shift. We can
Yeah.
still make that shift in
Shit. This
anything.
is definitely a decade that we're gonna remember. Like everybody, we the something 2K and all of this things
Yeah,
that we play around with. Literally, this has been the biggest boom to our society in ages. And shit, what a way to start a new decade, right?
yeah, yeah. That's true. It is. It is. It's an interesting way to it. But
Yeah,
guess
making
what?
history for ourselves and the world.
It's an interesting way to start with it. But again, entrepreneurship,
Right.
that it creates new opportunities. So there's something that's going on right now. We have a pandemic that's happening right now,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So the mind goes, what can I do to give someone the need that
Mm-hmm.
they don't have? That's how
Exactly.
it works.
Exactly.
You create a need, you create a demand.
Right. That's right.
And once that's created, then now you're talking about the next step. You're talking about how profitable it is, how long will it be around,
Right.
and then
Right.
we're talking about millions.
Right.
So
That's
that's
right.
what it all comes to. I'm telling you,
No,
everything comes to mind.
literally, when you look at when I'm a movie buff, so when I'm looking at things, I'm like, damn, that seems so simple to start. You know, that just seems like a great idea, and it's coming out of necessity. So you are so right about that.
Yeah,
You are so right about that. Every idea comes from a void that needs to be filled.
right. So the last,
Definitely.
I also read online too. I believe I screenshot it. I forwarded it to you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Ideas that was created during the last, recession, 2008, 2009.
Mm-hmm.
WhatsApp was created.
Hmm.
The app WhatsApp,
Yeah.
Uber,
Yeah.
Uber,
Hmm.
and the list goes on. It was two other things that were definitely life changing.
Right.
So yeah, somebody had a list and said these are the things that were created during the last recession. During
Hmm.
that decade,
Right.
and
Right.
working inventors were working on that. So now we're in a new decade. This happened. People are at home. People have more time. People have
Right.
more time to research. People like myself, you and I, who wrote
Right.
down business ideas. Now we can put that extra time
Time.
into
Yeah.
that notebook and that pen and explore that idea. Now
That's right.
they saying stay home, but it's not mandatory for you to be in the house by a certain time. So
That's right.
if anyone that's out doing anything door to door,
Right.
type of business, you can go out. You have the time to do it, and you don't have to wait
Right.
until.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Yes, I was thinking about new ways to drum up business this spring. And I always been saying I want to do it, like going door to door to the businesses that are in disarray of sorts that need to be organized, updated, and just introduce myself. And being in a new neighborhood, Bushwick, it's a perfect opportunity. So you definitely right about that. And I've been out, but not all over. The neighborhood is kind of like open, so it's not like people on you. So maybe I'll tackle or like challenge myself this week to go out and knock on a couple of doors.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah,
yes,
yeah.
I'm going to report back to you and let you know.
Please, please do.
I'm going to
It's
let you
nothing
know.
like
I'm going to let you know.
like they said. It's nothing like a new neighborhood. I didn't know you moved. By the way, but
Okay, so you remember I was in Harlem with my sis,
right.
helping her for a couple of months. Those 6 months were up, and I couldn't find anything. Couldn't find anything in my price range, and I was gonna relocate to Miami, but literally at hour 9, one of my friends was like, "There's a space available," and I'm like, "Shit, I'll take it." I didn't even see it. Then the next day I came to see it. Beautiful, beautiful space, open, new, everything I was looking for. Still went to Miami for a week, came back and moved in at the end of February.
Oh,
So I've
sweet.
been here. I'm here, and fucking absolutely loving it.
God
So
be the glory. That's good. That's good. That's
you
good.
already know. I'm like, oh, thank you. Okay. Shit,
Hey,
plan B and C. I just want to do plan A and be back in Brooklyn. So I am, and I'm
so
happy.
sweet. So sweet. So you're not far from me. So that's great. I'm glad that
Yes.
I'm all about timing, and I like to say, in due time.
Hmm.
So again, what's great about that and something that a gift that's special that you have, you know how to connect with people. Once
Right.
this is all over, get to know your neighbors. Your neighbors will
Okay.
tell you everything.
Right.
And that's something I share with everyone. When you get to know your neighbors not only look out for you, but they will
Right.
always remember the first impression that you gave when you first met them. So if
Okay.
there's anybody coming out of the building that's adjacent, say
Right.
hello. Maybe you don't have to
Okay.
write, during these times right now, people are not
Right.
socializing or within the whole 6 feet, 6 feet of distance. But
Yeah.
say hello, so you recognize the face until it becomes familiar, until
Yes.
everything back to normal. You really get to know the people, and
Yeah.
then, like I said, they'll look out, and you'll learn much more about what's happening.
Yes, absolutely. I'm gonna make sure I do that. Always staying to myself to avoid problems. But I'm always nice, so that's not gonna be hard. That's not gonna be hard for me at all. Like, don't play with
Absolutely.
me. Hello, nah. Lynn's honey. So what you gonna do for the rest of the day? Are you cooking more? Are you gaining pounds? What's going on? Are you slimming
No,
up? How's wifey handling this transition?
she's doing pretty good. Very
Okay.
productive, busy with work. She's at the other side of the apartment, working in the kitchen. I'm all the way back
Okay.
in the second
Right.
bedroom. So she's been doing very well. She's transitioning very lovely.
Okay.
Conference calls back to back. But yeah, we cook every day.
Yeah.
I work out in the house, and
That's right.
when I need to run, there's a park that's a couple of blocks up. I
Mm-hmm.
running and I run, a mile or two. I got to stay active for me
Really?
to be in the house.
Really?
To be
I
inactive,
need to. I definitely need to get my fitness game on. That's what I
yeah,
need to get better at. Definitely. Okay. All right. You challenged me today. Okay. I got a couple things to do now.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right. So, oh my God, I loves you.
Love you more.
Oh my goodness. And I'm gonna make a nice little flyer for you. I got some other conversations to upload before yours, but I'll tag you when I post it. And always remember to dig deep, baby. And
Ah, ah. Always, always. I appreciate you and thank you for reaching out.
thank you. Have a great night, okay?
All right, likewise.
Bye.
Later.